My name is TheSparrowsJourney, and ho ho ho, we have good news. The team behind the Nostalrius legacy server that was shut down by Blizzard has announced that they have been invited to meet up with Blizzard in the Blizzard headquarters, together with Mark Kern, which is the lead designer, the main lead designer on the vanilla World of Warcraft. I am pleased to tell you that Mike has replied, Mike being the current lead designer or the director in Blizzard, and we are meeting in the next couple weeks when our schedules align. This is what a lot of people have been hoping for, a light at the end of the tunnel. What should they tell those developers? What should they encourage them to do? Should they just tone down the whole idea about pristine servers? Mark said in his Twitter again, at the meeting with Blizzard, I'll be bringing up the astounding community around Nostal Begins and remind them of what it used to be like. What is really needed is legacy and progression servers, not pristine. I also hope to have a conversation about how to implement vanilla servers, given what I know and Blizzard knows, at a technical level. Considering how much that team probably now needs a job, I do hope that they don't get swayed by the money or the Blizzard offers just to make the pristine servers or to make the legacy servers more pristine-ish. What should they change and what should they not change? I have a personal list over here that I made with the things that they might change with legacy servers and the things they might keep the same way. I'm going to try to give my personal positive and negative effects of all of them, and I want you guys to comment if you agree, if you don't agree. If I don't mention something on the video, I want you guys to mention it yourself. I'm going to start by pointing out the things that I think they shouldn't have in legacy servers. Transmog, holy heck no. Whenever you don't know a player, just by watching him in the distance, you already know what he has been through. You already know if he is a PvPer, if he is a PvEer. That's just how it happens in the real world, right? If you see a fisherman with a fishing rod in his back, you probably can tell that he's going to fish. You don't see a fisherman with a freaking shovel in his back and he says he's going fishing. No, the look of your character tells a story. The look of your character means something, and having Transmog destroys that meaning. Garrison, another big no-no. Garrison made World of Warcraft today look like a Facebook game, a mobile game, where you just get in the game, you gather your herbs, your mines, your whatever, you even queue to dungeons and PvP on your Garrison. You basically don't see anyone around you other than NPCs. He made the game a Facebook single-player experience, which completely destroys what the game current genre should go for, which is a massive multiplayer online game. It doesn't feel that way at all. Dungeon Finder. This would be a no for me, even though I would accept it if I had to. Dungeon Finder was one of the things that, not the most critical, I would say, but one of the things that destroyed the community in the game, because you don't speak to anyone anymore in the Dungeon Finder to find players to play with. In vanilla, you had a proper specific channel in the chat to look for people to make dungeons happen with. If that was not cross-realm, I would accept Dungeon Finder because it would just be a tool to find people, but it would still be people from my same server. It would still be people that I would probably end up talking with, even though it makes things easier and again, less meaningful. Cross-realm. Do not do this. This is, I would say, the critical #1 aspect that destroyed WoW community for me. This and Garrison. But cross-realm makes it so that it doesn't matter who are you grouping with. You can end up doing a dungeon and just leave it like that if something goes wrong, because people will be on another server. Will they talk to you? Probably not. Cross-realm makes your experience in WoW shallow, because it is a fake multiplayer massive online game. Yes, it is massive. Yes, it is online, but with people that you currently don't see anywhere other than on a Dungeon Finder, and probably people that you will only find once every so often. I don't see a huge reason for flying mounts in vanilla, because you didn't have places which you could only get to if you had a flying mount, but flying mount would still be a no for me, even if they launch TBC after that. Yes, I know, they would probably have to do some map changes so that you can get to places where you could only get to with a flying mount. But flying mount destroyed world PvP. Because you get to fly anywhere, you barely see anyone on the ground anymore. Now we're gonna get to the positive aspects that could be developed from Legion or from the current WoW to the legacy servers. Achievements would be a big yes for me. I don't think we ever had anything that could be said negatively about achievements, and achievements would probably keep a record of your own doings, and I really enjoy that. Class balance is something that I really took a deep thought of before putting them on my positive aspects. I don't want classes to be changed in a way that they make things so homogeneous like they are nowadays. There are specific things that were a little bit broken in vanilla, so let's think about a couple patches once vanilla came out. Changes they made to make things a little bit more balanced, but still without huge changes that would change completely the class. Let's think about not new spells that they have nowadays in current WoW, but things more like this spell does more damage, that spell does less damage. Playing vanilla WoW, there were a lot more people from one specific class than other classes, and people did that because it was much easier to complete raids with those specific classes that were better than other classes in their role. Now, don't get me wrong, I still want every class to be unique. You know, locks don't provide much damage in vanilla, but they still have a lot of other uses, such as summon, health stones, banish, and even other things. Hunters, they could pull. Should 40-man raids be changed to something like 20 or 25? I think they should down the 40-man raids to 25. Today it's really hard to gather 40 people at the very same time. For about 5 to 6 hours of raiding, I think it's asking a little bit too much. So I would not say no to 40-mans being reduced to something like 25. I would say yes. Yes, there would be people that will probably do arenas rather than go and try to do world PvP. I still don't think it would take a huge impact on world PvP. Today, arena is a big part of World of Warcraft, and I do believe if arenas are not on legacy servers, it's gonna keep a lot of people away from PvPing in the legacy servers because they want to experience the vanilla WoW, but arenas is like having drinks from a mage. It's something that is given on World of Warcraft today. I would say yes. If it is possible, and I do believe this is a huge design feat, changing the graphics for vanilla, I do believe that would be so much better if we had the new graphics or the new visuals that we have nowadays in World of Warcraft. They have been improving the game engine a lot throughout these years. At the very least, on the characters' models. I think that's a very small thing that can be easily accomplished. You know, World of Warcraft looks very old compared to other games nowadays. It runs beautifully though. Obviously, it's not what legacy players should be looking for, but it wouldn't do any harm to have them. This is something that I want to put more thought into for the next video, maybe just talking about this because this is very important. How do we want legacy servers to run? Do we want them to be static, meaning that there will be vanilla servers throughout their whole life and there will be no progression from that point on? Do we want the expansions to come out gradually, somewhat on the same time schedule that it had in the real time back in the days? Or do we want manual transfer to a new expansion? Results are no progression 13%, timeline based 42%, characters transfer 45%. The community is a little bit split between timeline based and character transfer. And nobody, almost nobody, wants no progression, and I can see why. Staying on the same server, on the same build for, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4 years probably is not going to be fun for people that complete the content in about 3 or 4 months, which shouldn't be possible in vanilla, but still. What would you guys prefer? I will read your comments, I will read your opinions, and I will comment on this whole thing on the next video. Ladies and gentlemen, my name has been TheSparrowsJourney. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Let me know your opinions and I will read them carefully and I will consider all points given. Subscribe if you haven't already and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye. I love making videos, and very fortunately, I can no longer do it without your help. If you would be so kind as to click on the link currently on the screen and contribute with just even $1 on Patreon, that would already make a difference. Thank you.